The new legislation starts on the 14th of May 2025, and here are a couple of facts. Number 1, it's being governed by the Office of Financial Sanctions Implementation, the OFSI. Number 2, it supersedes the current legislation of checking properties with a monthly rental income of €10,000 or more, meaning that all lets have to be checked, regardless of the value. It applies to new lets and relets, but not renewals. Here's the wording from the OFSI as to the new legislation. Under the reporting obligations, a relevant firm is required to report to the OFSI as soon as practical if it knows or has reasonable cause to suspect that a person is A, a designated person, or B, has committed a breach of financial sanctions regulations. So here's the question. How would you confirm to the OFSI that you didn't have cause to suspect that your client had a financial sanction if you haven't checked them?
Moving forwards, here's what you'll need to do for landlords and tenants. Obtain photographic ID. Get their proof of address. Download the title deeds to check ownership of the property being let. Carry out PEP and financial sanctions checks. However, it may not be that simple. What if the property is owned under a company name? This involves checking company's house and carrying out enhanced due diligence to identify the directors and shareholders. What if the property is being held in a trust or being let due to the owner being in a care home? There are many situations in the lettings world that may not be straightforward and will require extra documentation to prove the true ownership for the checks being carried out on the correct people. Now let's talk fines, because these are eye-watering. The OFSI will determine and estimate the value of the transaction which breaches the regulations. They will determine the maximum monetary penalty. This is £1 million or 50% of the estimated value of the breach, whichever is higher.
With the referencing companies adding in PEPs and sanctions checks for tenants as part of their journey, talk to us at Smart Compliance about our landlord solution to ensure your compliance when taking on a new instruction or reletting out a property.